Class is in session. The Brofessor is in. What's happening, y'all? We are looking at this new boss battle. You have made it to the bargain bin. And when we head over to the bin, what really matters here is that you understand your role. If you are not bringing one of the top 4, 5, 6, or 7 into this boss battle, you are bringing someone that can do some extra damage or can help out with getting these limited or negated totally. So that's your job, this boss battle. So I'm going to give you a list of people that I think are going to help, but do keep in mind that your job is probably going to be the break the shield. So bringing someone who can make a ton of yellow gems so you can break that shield. Someone with a boss breaker that can limit the amount that this boss will heal himself. And last but not least, someone with a neutralize that can take away this MP plus cost, right? So plus 10 to each of your moves is a little bit too much. So we need to make sure that those are the 3 things that you're going to take care of. I'm going to go over people that I think are going to do damage to help you, but you're going to have to find the rest on top of that. Someone that could do yellow gems for the shield, that I'll leave to you. So first off, who I think is going to be good, I think Cowboy Bob is going to be a good someone in the bargain bin to do a lot of damage, especially because he is going to make a 7x1 area into green pyro gems when broken by you. The reason why he's not in the top 4 is because, and this is important, there's no other buffs that he does. He doesn't do multis, so there's no multis, right? So there's no multi-gems whatsoever. There's also no percentage plus with him as well either, and that's why he's in this position. He's still going to do a decent amount of damage. It's just not going to be in that top 4 conversation. The other person that I think is going to be good for this era in the bargain bin for the focused is, I think, Bret Hart, the Hall of Fame version. He's going to, and I have the wrong move in there, but his ability to make green gems or destroy green gems, but also to have multiply gems on the board that you can buff up, but they're not very beefy multiply gems. Still going to do a little bit of damage. Last but not least in this focus category. Last but not least in the focus category, I'll say it one more time for those in the back, is actually someone going to be like the Hall of Fame Sheik can be really good for this. Also somebody who makes multiply gems. He has a choose move, which I don't care for very much. But you can also make greens into silence. That's not really going to help us. It is actually this down here. That's the one that's going to help us. So if you have him at 6-star, he's going to increase green gem damage. So I think that's going to be very helpful for our purposes. Next, once we get into the chaotic category, I think one that we are all going to love and a lot of people have been talking about is RK Bro. I love the fact that he makes all greens into multiplies, choose to make 5 greens afterwards, makes random greens on a 1 MP charge. All really easy stuff to use. So I like his ability at making some extra damage there. Wrong button. Not manage is still the wrong button. Come on, bro. The other one that I think that people might have high enough that might actually work is someone who makes a lot of countdown gems. So we're talking the Zombie Edge, swapping into green gems, but also has a bonus damage, a 1 MP charge for countdown gems. So that could also really work well with the countdown gem buff that we have going on. So I really like that as another option in the bargain bin. And last but not least, maybe the Boogeyman. He makes a lot of countdown gems, especially his black move here that makes the bottom 3 rows. Doesn't really make any greens, but I think we're grasping at straws at this point with that chaotic area. Oh, and I almost forgot. Last but not least, always viable and with no Juggernaut gem reduction to him, KO. You got KO, you got yourself somebody who can make damage over time. So that also can work for you there. In terms of the aggressive category, Butch is going to be pretty good as well too. His ability to make 34 countdown gems is going to make should be really well done. It's this right here, right? His ability to make lots of them and then get all that bonus damage. I really like his ability to do some damage. He's going to recycle really well for you. So look to Butch if you have him up at 6-star to work with. The next on that is actually going to be Monster Bomb Braun Strowman. Strowman has a couple of moves that are going to help you. So first is obviously increasing all of your gem damage, which is not only helpful for this, but he also has a multiply gem. So he not only has the countdown gems, but he also makes multiply gems. He doesn't make a lot of countdown gems. His multiply gems aren't very strong, but if you have him, he's going to help at least a little bit in those areas. I don't particularly like him, but somebody suggested to put him in there, so I will humor people to put him into that position. Next, I think the Edge Iconoclast, he's going to be the next one that you might get some good burn out of, especially because he also has an increased green gem damage move. So that is going to be, again, key to making some extra. Plus, he's got the Snowfall gem. Green, this one's a little bit erratic, but in a boss, when he doesn't break any of the gems, you at least have them at the top of the board to work with. So I like those two in the aggressive category. And last but not least, I also, because he's got a moment that helps out with this, we can go Jimmy, wrong moment, right moment. So with this one, it doesn't have anything specifically, but he does have the ability to make X-Break gems, which are going to do more damage. Silence gems, you can choose a big area into multiply gems, into green gems. He does also have a multiply gem as well, so there should be a way to work that multiply in. So Jimmy would be probably the next one in there. And last but not least, why not the Dragon, Motu, Heroic Masters of the Dragon, who does have a couple of moves that will increase, a couple of moves that make green gems, but he does have a countdown move that will make 4 columns. That's 28 of them. So decent damage. It's not going to be the greatest, but it is someone that you can use in this category. Last but not least, when it comes to our defensive category, one that I think a lot of people will probably use is not showing me on there because it doesn't make greens generally, but if you do have a Hall of Fame Snoop, I think Hall of Fame Snoop's going to be do really well for you, especially with his multiply gems, his ability to then make pyros into greens along that bottom row, and then blow them all up. If you got a drip plate on him, even better. If you got gears on him, even better. So I think Snoop's going to be a really good choice for you. And that's really about it I see in the defensive category. All right, thanks for dropping on by. Good luck in the boss battle this weekend. Give it the old like, share, and subscribe. Help the bro out. Thanks for coming to class. Brofessor out.